and your 20s are definitely full of a lot of highs and a lot of really,
lows.
really, really lows. Like, what's up, bean grinders?
Welcome to a brand new episode of
Grind the
Bean.
What coffee do we have today? Marcy's in charge of the coffee. She
I
does the
am.
coffee scouting.
That's me.
That's her.
Miss Barista.
Okay, Miss Barista.
Today I got these from Trader Joe's. Love that place. Might pronounce it wrong. La Colombe.
La Colombe. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna
I
say
think it's
La Colombe.
It's a vanilla draft latte, cold brew with milk, frothy and creamy.
Regular milk, I'm assuming.
Yeah, regular milk.
Cute. Okay, do we have to shake these ones?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think since it's a draft latte, so I don't think we shake it.
Okay.
I think that would be a disaster.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's give it a taste.
Let's taste it.
All
Cheers. Get your shot.
Sorry.
Okay.
Cat fur. We do have 2 cats, if you don't know.
We do. There are angels. I want to bring them on the podcast, because Blossom, we have 2, Blossom and Boo, and Blossom likes to sit on my lap and your lap. Boo likes it too, but Blossom does it more. But I think it would be so cute if Blossom was just laying on my little lap during the pod.
Like ideally, yes, that would be adorable, but we know that's not how it would go. These lights would be all over the place.
Yeah.
She would be stopping the camera, knocking it over. Both of them would be fighting.
Yeah, it would be loud.
They'd be like sitting up here trying to drink our
coffee,
knocking off our coffee. Like, we just know. Like, we have our orange tabby diva, Licious
Princess
Blossom, who doesn't like to be told what to do. She owns this house.
Yeah, she is the queen, actually, of the family. She's the head of the household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Boo, who gives us attitude a lot of times. She needs her alone time. She's like an emo girl. They're literally us.
Yeah, it's literally us in cat form. It's actually really cute. Blossom has like a pink bedazzled collar with a little heart tag that says her name. And then Boo has like a red leather collar that has skulls on it, and then the tag is literally like a skull.
And
so
just like
emo.
me, people don't know what pronouns to use for Boo. She, her.
Yes.
Everyone. Don't
She,
get it
her.
twisted.
Yeah.
All right.
Boo goes by Boo takes any pronouns. Anyways.
Have you asked her? Has she told you that?
We should do that challenge where they like pick like political party, pronoun, sexuality.
Yeah, maybe we should go to the cat psychic and they can tell us.
Yes, I've been wanting to do that. Okay.
All right.
Let's try this.
Cheers.
Oh no, do you spell?
I'm wearing black. Ugh, that's good.
This is actually really good compared to the one we had last time. Sorry, Pop and Bottle. It was gross.
Pop and Bottle out.
I did not like it. And you know what's in? La Colombe.
La Colombe, mama.
I feel like we're saying that completely wrong.
No way.
What's your rating?
No way we're saying that. La Colombe. La Colombe.
Colombe.
It's definitely La Colombe.
I don't think you pronounce the E. I think it's La Colombe.
Colombe.
La Colombe.
Who knows? Wow, this tastes good after not eating for 3 days.
No, yeah. I haven't. All I've had today is a granola parfait.
You know what? I think I'm going to apply for Survivor. I've been on a Survivor kick. I'm obsessed with Survivor.
Guys.
But listen, I think I could do it because I already don't eat. I can't afford to eat. People would be starving, and I'm like, I'll eat like a blade of grass, and I'll be chilling for a week.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
In this economy, I cannot even afford to eat. So subscribe to this podcast. We need 1,000 subscribers to monetize. So
I didn't know that.
You need 1,000 and like 4,000 hours of views, but we do it for the love of it.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's fun to like save our conversations for the podcast.
Yeah, we don't talk actually
Setting
week.
up for this.
No, we don't chat. We literally live in silence all week. It's all save for the pod. Save it for the pod.
Yeah, save it.
Yeah. So imagine us just sitting here.
Just in silence.
I don't let her talk.
Anywho.
All right. What are we talking about today, babe?
I think what we're talking about today is moving to LA from Virginia. And also just like adjusting to a new city in your early 20s and moving to a new place and navigating what that's like.
This is
It's
a
very
loaded
relatable.
topic. I'm going to be
Very
going
loaded.
in because I just filed my taxes and I'm pissed off that I owe money. Girl, this is going to be a good episode. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it from the beginning when we moved to LA, the
Yeah.
trip, planning the trip. Ugh, if you like want to move to a new city, moving anywhere in general is just a hassle.
Yeah, it's
honestly.
crazy. Especially, let alone across the country. We moved all the way from Virginia to Southern California. We drove. It took us 4 days.
Yeah.
We stopped. Where did we stop? We stopped in Tennessee, Nashville, and then we stopped in Texas, Dallas.
Was that our second stop for real?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes, it was. And then we stopped in
New Mexico.
Albuquerque.
Is that New Mexico? That's New Mexico for sure.
Yeah. I can't remember the fourth stop. We spent 3 nights. So it was Nashville, Texas,
and then a whole day of driving to LA.
Yeah. And then we got there that night.
Marcy's dad helped us move cross country, and that man's was like pedal to the metal the whole way. He was like, we are doing this in 4 days, no longer.
Well, he had only taken off 4 days for work. So he was literally like, guys, we actually have no choice. Like, we would wake up so early because it was like 11, 10, 12-hour days of just driving. And we drove 2 cars.
Yeah.
With the cats, with a U-Haul. It was a 6x12 U-Haul. It was huge. It was massive.
And honestly, looking back, like, I do recommend going to the vet and probably getting medication for your cats to like sleep.
They were fine.
Babe, I don't know about fine. Like,
they were.
We had a big dog crate. We had their litter box. We had like a blanket in there and everything.
Toys
for them. But they just laid in the litter box on top of each other. Like, literally
nervous.
on top of each other.
Yeah. I mean, we could have gone to the vet, but that cost money.
But I
For the appointment,
it
cost money. And to get medication, it cost money. They were fine. Like, after the first day, they were chilling. And then they, like, loved looking around. We have so many pictures of them just, like, looking out the windshield, cuddling with each other. It was fine after they, like, got used to it. They were like, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay.
But
anyways.
So yeah, we did that. And I guess like planning was probably the hardest part because you have to plan. Like, you have to think about it. Like, you're either going to sell all of your stuff, especially if it's like, we're talking about like moving from one coast to the other coast. If you're moving like within the same state, it's definitely not this complicated.
Absolutely.
But like, if you're moving into a big city, whatever, you have to think about like all your furniture. Am I going to sell all of it? What am I going to take? If I take it, how much is the U-Haul going to be? Do I ship all my furniture there? What about my car? Do I drive? Do I ship my car? Like, the list goes on. And then you have to think about apartments. And then it's like, okay, do I want to sign a lease before I get there and view the apartment? I mean, for us, it's like how much? Like $500 a plane ticket, like round trip to go out to LA from Virginia.
Yeah.
So it was like we couldn't just like fly out here to look at apartments. We don't have that kind of money to just throw away.
But we also didn't want to like sign a lease on an apartment that we've never stepped foot in before. Like, yeah, we can look at videos and pictures and stuff, but we just didn't feel comfortable. I think our number one priority was safety. And LA, I mean, depending on where you're at, it can be kind of a dangerous city. And so, yeah, we can see pictures of an apartment building and it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and perfect. But then, like, it was going to be impossible for us to know until we got here.
And not just that, like, you want to know about, yes, safety is important and you want to make sure you like the area, but also like parking and if the building has like mold or how old it is, if it smells like cigarettes. Like, there's just so many things that you can't tell through a picture.
Yeah.
And also they're not going to tell you. Luckily, we did have a friend who was subleasing a room for like a couple of months. So
it worked out.
We decided to sublease while we went and looked at apartments.
Yeah.
And so that worked out great. We found an apartment we loved.
We were only in that apartment, the one that we sublet. We were only in there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was.
We were in and out of there, honey.
Honestly, I would say moving there, we moved from like Farmville into LA, and like neither of us had really lived in the city. Like, I lived outside of Richmond, but I lived in the countryside, like outside of Richmond. Yeah, it wasn't like I lived in Richmond.
Right.
But we definitely had a big culture shock when we first got there, we
Oh
sobbed
my
and
God.
cried.
Yeah, we got there at night too. So it was like we couldn't even like see the city. It was like all dark and
And it was scary to us, even though like
yeah.
now like we drive around there and we're like, oh, it's very
It's
normal and it's fine. But like we were like scared. Parking was scarce. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, scarce.
Parking is like the worst thing to deal with in a city. Like I would take parking over laundry, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
We ended up finding a place we loved.
Yeah. It was perfect.
Which it is.
It was in the suburbs. It was like it felt like home to us because it was like not like big city LA. We were in the valley and there were a bunch of families and stuff. We lived right next to an equestrian center, which was really odd moving to LA. Didn't think I was going to see horses every day, but we did.
It was a great transition.
It was amazing.
area.
It was perfect because we were like 15 minutes from Hollywood too. So like if we wanted to go into the city, we definitely could, but then we could come back to our safe little quiet neighborhood afterwards.
Girl, I'm gonna move there again one day.
I loved it there. We always are like, can we say we don't know?
Where it was? Burbank?
Yeah, Burbank.
Yeah, we lived in Burbank.
Okay,
I mean,
I
we
didn't
didn't
know
say
if
it since
you-
we don't live there.
Right,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we loved Burbank. Burbank was great.
Yeah.
But I would say like yeah, planning for the move is really hard, obviously, and that's like logistics though. Like you can plan that out. And also finding a job, which we kind of talked about last time,
Yeah.
was really hard.
We
Like,
didn't have jobs lined up, and it was hard to find apartments that would accept us as tenants because we didn't have jobs. They're like, okay, like, sure, you have money in your savings account, but like, we need pay stubs to see that you can afford to live
yeah,
here.
That's true.
And the one place we lived was like one of the only places that like didn't care about that. We didn't have jobs for like 2 months.
Well, we also had a cosigner. Like
Yeah,
your
I
dad
made it
co-signed,
easier.
so that definitely made it easier. If you don't have a cosigner
Absolutely.
and you don't have jobs, like
It's over. Like, I don't know what you do.
you better have a big hefty savings account that you can show them
Yeah.
because it'll be really hard to get approved.
Right.
So that's important. And I don't necessarily think like having a job lined up is the most important thing ever if
No.
like you're willing to do whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to be willing to not definitely do your dream job immediately, which I
Yeah.
think that's in your 20s in general. Like
Yeah.
they do not prepare us for graduating college or high school or whatever and then going into the job field and you're like, okay, great. I'm going to pay $100,000 to get this piece of paper, which I don't even have, and I still get jobs and say I have. And then I'm going to graduate and it's going to be great. I'm going to live on my own. I'm going to get a great job that I paid $100,000 to get. And then I'm going to make a good amount of money where I can eat every single day. I can pay for gas. I can go out for activities and have friends. And then you graduate and you realize, oh, wait, it's not like that at all. It
Yeah.
takes months to years to find a job in your field that you want to do, or never, that you never get to do that. That's very realistic.
Yeah.
And I mean, whatever job you're going to get, unless you're a Nepo baby or you have great connections or you just get really lucky, or maybe you like worked extremely hard and you're in the top 0.001% and you did literally every single internship and didn't have a life in college or high school, then you're probably going to get a job that can barely pay you enough to live,
Especially in LA.
in LA or any kind of big city.
Yeah. Like living alone in LA, rough. Like thank God we can split rent. If we were living alone,
No way.
I would be working all the time. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
No. You need a roommate or $1 million. I keep seeing like your 20s is like the worst period of your life.
But also
I've
like
seen
the
that.
best, they say.
Like it's the best and the worst. But I think it's just because we have these expectations for our life that have been
Yeah.
engraved in us.
Yeah.
Engraved in us. Then we get to that point in our life and it's nothing like they said it would be or
Yeah.
they prepared us for. Like it's literally nothing like that. And so then we feel like we're not doing anything or we're doing something wrong or like we're not going to be successful because we don't have a whole house and like 3 kids by the time we're 25 years old. And also, on top of that, it's like impossibly hard to make friends. Like it's so hard to make friends in your 20s.
It's
like
really hard, especially moving to a new city. Like we knew some people when we got to this city, but like we didn't know a lot of people. We still I mean, we have like found our group now and we have a good amount of friends now, but like the first year we were here, just me and Abby, girl. Like It was
It's
just
hard.
us and the cats. It was so hard. And especially in LA where like a lot of people move here to they have huge big dreams and they're willing to do whatever it takes to follow those dreams. And unfortunately that means using a lot of people and like seeing what can this person do for me to help me reach my goal? What can that person do? Oh, who does this person know? And so on and so forth. And we ran into so many people that were clearly not interested in being just our friends, which was all we wanted was friendship.
Yeah, we
Like,
literally just
sure,
want friends.
we want to network. Like, entertainment industry is like all about networking and connections, whatever. But like, I just wanted friends. I just wanted friendship and genuine, real connection. And there were so many people who we hung out with who were just not interested in us at all.
It was a lot of like hanging out with people and then them just talking about themselves, and
The
then
entire
maybe they would
time.
ask you one question, but when they ask you a question it would be like immediately they just stop paying attention. Like,
Yeah.
I
On
am
their
not even
phone.
joking, like on their phone, like change the subject immediately. And I remember the first year of Marcy and I living here, we were like, should we move back? Like, what are we doing?
Like the first few months we were like, damn, like should we like look, like we looked into other cities too. We were like
Austin, like somewhere.
New York, like Nashville, like we were like grasping for straws. We were like, this is so hard.
It is. But like, we
so
don't want to
hard.
like discourage anyone. This is just
Absolutely
to like,
not. Look at us now.
this is just to give you like real life, like this is how it is,
Just
and you're not
realistic.
alone in it. Like, I remember like the most comforting thing for me in this time, obviously I had Marcy and it was great that we had each other to go through this, because I don't know what I would have done. Like, I don't know where my life would be right now.
I
Maybe
fully would not be here if
Yeah.
you didn't come with me. I think I would be living with my parents.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it would have been so hard to
Yeah.
do it alone.
Yeah.
But the most comforting thing was having people our age that we were able to talk to, and they were like, no, we feel the same way. Like, it's so hard to make friends and it's so hard to find a job. And definitely like building bonds through the fact that like we don't know what we're doing. Like, we have no clue what we're doing. And the reality of it is nobody knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
No one knows what they're doing. So be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
And knowing that like you're doing the best you can. Like, you're doing great, and life is just hard and you'll figure it out. You have to make mistakes to have success, and like to have those highs, you have to have lows. It's like, and your 20s are definitely full of a lot of highs and a lot of really, really, really lows. Like,
especially
really
like figuring out your career. Like, I feel like everyone expects us, at least like I feel like pressured to like crack down and get a corporate job with like good benefits and insurance and like a 401k and like just work in an office for the rest of my life. It feels like that's what we're trained to do. We go to school K through 12 all the way through, like knowing what our purpose is, knowing what our goal is. We're going to school, we're going to be a student, we're going to be we're going to make good grades. And like after you graduate, it's like a free for all. It's like, okay, well, what now? Like before, everyone was doing the same exact thing.
We crave that structure, and we crave that
because it's all we've known.
And that's why
we don't know
98%
anything
of people
else.
go into corporate America, because you're just stuck in this prison
It's just
of
like school. Yeah.
It's all structured the same.
Yeah.
It's so they can like control us. Yep. Honestly, we want to get into it. That's what it is. But you know what? I'm on one today.
You really are.
I really am. And
good.
Marcy and I are both like people who decided to go into the creative field, and we don't want to do that 9-to-5 job. Like, we don't want to go into corporate America.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's a choice. You know what I mean?
Like people give you a lot of slack for it. It's like, what did you think I moved to LA for?
Yeah, they're like,
pay
what's your realistic
so much
job,
money
though?
and rent? Yeah, it's like, what's your backup plan? Okay, what's my A plan?
Yeah.
Like, what's my first plan? Hello? That's what I'm doing. That's what I moved here for.
Exactly.
I didn't move here to get a corporate job sitting in an office when I can do that all the way back in Virginia. Hello?
Exactly. When I like first got here, obviously we both worked like barista jobs, like service industry jobs. And then I ended up getting a job as a entertainment publicist, working in entertainment PR. And it was just an office job. It was a 9:30 to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday,
50-hour weeks.
Like, office job. And I did that for like a year, and I was so drained. And I remember like I was taking it out on Marcy, like I was taking it out on like everyone else, and I just hated my life. And yeah, I had that structure. I thought that structure would be nice after not knowing where I was going to get my money from.
Right.
But then I realized I had this moment, and I was like, I came here to do music and to be in the entertainment industry as the talent and do that. Why am I putting so much energy and effort into my backup plan? Since I'm putting all that energy and effort into my backup plan, it's basically my plan A right now.
Right, yeah.
Like, the entertainment industry and music is my plan B. And so I was like, I have to leave this.
Yeah.
And it's against what everyone wants, and it's also really hard to do.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, no, you should really stay in that job. Like, oh, why'd you leave that job? Like, it was so good for you. Like, you could have
Yep.
built up. And I'm like, it's not what I wanted to do. It's not where my passion was. I hated my life. Like, are we just going to ignore the part where I hated my life? Like, I don't know. I would rather be broke and doing what I love than like miserable in a job that I hate.
Also, like, you weren't getting paid that much. Like, you could make so much more money in the service industry than you can working corporate.
But they don't want you to know.
And the good thing about the service industry, I'm in it right now. Clock in, clock out, baby. I don't have to think about that until I go in the next day and clock back in. It's so easy.
Get my bag and leave.
There's no stress.
Literally.
Like, sure, it gets stressful when you're working, but like you can, like, especially if you're serving or bartending, especially in a big city like this, girl. You can make good money.
They don't want to tell you how much money you can make. You can make good money.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, for making friends, like, that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And for
that's
us,
like the hardest thing.
The reason we moved here,
connection.
we like, all crave connection.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we want.
Yeah.
And the reason we moved here to LA specifically was for the queer culture and to meet other queer people.
Yep. And
we honestly had a hard time doing that at first. Like, it was nice, though, that we could walk around and just, like,
see gay people.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
that's
we
wild.
could hold hands and, like, not be scared and, like, not have to look around and be like, oh, should we be holding hands right now?
Like, is this a safe space?
Do I have to check to see if I can say this is my girlfriend or not?
Right.
Like, that's why we moved here, and we so desperately craved that community and those friendships.
Yeah.
And I remember our first year here, it was still hard to find people.
Yeah.
But we started going to queer events and just, like, putting ourselves out there. Like, that's the hardest part, honestly.
We were in our social era.
We were in our social era.
Socialites.
Yeah. Because you know how hard it is for lesbians to be
oh, my God. Usually we're on the couch 8 p.m. baking chocolate chip cookies watching Drag Race.
The L word.
Hello?
Yeah.
Both of them, actually. Yeah.
And with our cats and asleep by 11. But it's important to not get stuck in that little trap.
It's important to make friends.
And not be so codependent on each other, which we strive to be better at every single day, because it's hard in lesbian relationships, which we can talk about that in a whole,
for sure.
That is a whole podcast episode. That's a whole series, actually.
Codependency
in lesbian relationships.
Yeah. But now, I mean, in terms of, like, queer friends, I feel like almost all of our friends are, like, queer women.
Yeah.
Or, like, queer.
Yeah.
Which I'm obsessed with. Like, when we were talking earlier about how, like, we were considering moving to other cities, I'm like, no. Like, I've never met so many queer women than I have in this city, and I'm obsessed with it.
I want to have my L word summer. My L word life. Where are the lesbians? Like, who wants to be a part of our group?
I want to be in the L word. Like, I want a pack of lesbians and queer women by my side, supporting one another. Ride or dies.
I love feeling, like, so accepted and, like, this is a weird word to say, but, like, normal. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in my hometown, like, I love my friends in my hometown, but, like, I am kind of just seen as, like, the lesbian friend.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's fun and cute and everything. And I love my friends, but, like, it feels nice to have other people who can relate to you instead of just, like, talking about you and like, you know what I mean?
Being different.
Yeah. And it's okay to be different, and I love it.
Absolutely.
But it's so nice to have people that you can relate with and like have deep bonds with and have gone through the same struggles, because we go through different struggles than straight people, like point blank period. Like we
Yeah.
live different lives and
Yeah.
we have different cultures because we live these different lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so nice to feel so comfortable and accepted by a group of people and friends, and I love it, and I just want more and more and more queer friends. Like
Yeah.
that's all I want.
That's the goal. I know, like, not too long ago, it was like, I would say the first year we were here, we didn't have too many friends. And it was when we were like hanging out with people and like struggling to make connections with them, whatever. But I remember saying to Abby, I was like, I don't think I want to be friends with straight people. Or like the one time I was like, I don't want to be friends with people who don't watch Drag Race.
No, literally. Like, you don't get my references?
Like, please, that's all my references. Like, the way I speak is because of Drag Race. But like, I don't know. Like, love straight people. Love y'all so much.
Love you guys.
The ones in my life, like, I love you dearly. But like, I don't know. It's just
it's different.
It's different. It's not the same. And it's like being surrounded by so many queer people in this city. It just feels very validating. Like, a lot of us experience internal homophobia. And I don't know.
Which is also a whole episode.
For
series.
sure. A lot of us experience that, and being surrounded by a bunch of straight people just like pushes that in more and more and more, and it's really hard to escape. But being surrounded by a queer community, it's like, oh, like you experience this struggle too. Like, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
And it's like a bond. It's like a deeper bond with those
Trauma
people.
bond.
Trauma bond,
Yep.
baby. We love to see it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Your 20s are hard.
Yeah.
Point blank period.
Yeah. They are.
They are hard. We're
They
not
don't
even
tell you
all the way
that.
through, so we can't tell you about all of them.
And then they're also like the oldies. I call them oldies. The oldies are like, oh, but your 20s are like the best time of your life. Like, you'll never look this young or this beautiful. Your skin will never be as tight as it is now. Like, have fun now before your body like deteriorates. It's like, okay, but then you're telling me to like go get a job and like waste away my life. It's like, hello, what do I actually do?
Yeah, and also stop coming at me for job hopping. Like, you're allowed to change career paths as many times as you want. Like,
Yep.
just because I went to school for something doesn't mean that I'm going to love it when I go out and try it in the actual field.
Yeah.
And that is 100% okay. Like, I'm allowed to try out different things. I feel like it's seen as such a bad thing when you have tried different careers or different jobs, job hopper. I am literally the epitome of one.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm going to test all the waters.
Yeah,
I'm
all
going to
my
drive every car and
options.
then see which one I
See what I
want.
like.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
buy a car without test driving it.
Absolutely not.
Not never. Never. And some of y'all out here are doing that.
Yeah.
How are y'all doing that? Anyways, it's okay. It's literally okay. You don't have to know what your entire life is going to look like by the time you're 24 or 25 or 29 or 30 or
That's just
50.
not realistic.
Like,
yeah.
Our lives are constantly changing because we're constantly changing.
The one thing we can always count on in life is change.
Love it when you say that.
It's true. I live by that. The only thing you can ever count on in your entire life is change. And you have to be okay with that.
I think when we resist change is when we struggle the most.
Right.
Because I don't know. It's kind of like, oh, you've changed. And it's like, yeah, I've changed. But
thank God.
Thank God
I've changed.
If I was the same person I was 10 years ago, like, that would be embarrassing.
That'd
and horrible.
Be awful.
Like,
yeah. Jeez.
We learn and we grow. Like, if we're not changing, we're not growing. At the end of the day, you're not perfect.
No one is.
So I'm going to change my career as many times as I want to change my career until I become a pop star.
Period.
Because that is the career. So I'll do all these little side careers to make the money, I guess.
That's literally it. Like, at the end of the day, we're all just making money. Do you want to be happy or miserable?
This is how I'm feeling. This is how my 20s feels.
A mess.
Just realize, like, we are all going through it, girl.
Yeah.
You are not alone. Social media also makes it so hard.
Social media is fake. That's what I was going to say. Literally, social media is all fake. As a social media girl, it's all fake.
It's all fake. I mean, it's not all fake.
It's not all fake, okay?
But, like, we obviously pick and choose what we show.
Right. Like, we're not gonna show, like, me sobbing, scream crying, like, in my shower, like, being depressed.
Do you
like,
want us to show that?
I mean, like,
We can't.
I don't want
We're gonna
to.
get censored. It's in the shower.
But, like, social media is fake. Nothing's real. Stop comparing yourself.
Stop comparing yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, anyways, thanks for watching our episode. We didn't rate these. Okay,
Oh,
we're gonna rate them
yeah.
out. We're gonna rate them out. I'm rating mine like a 7.
I'm gonna say an 8.
An 8?
That's good.
I feel like you have low standards because the last one you rated pretty high too.
Yeah. I regret that.
You said like a 6.
I know. That was really crazy.
So now everything's gonna be based off of that horrible drink that you had that you rated a 6.
True. Yeah, my scale is just different than yours, I guess. But I also think like working at, because I'm usually a sweet tooth. I usually like really love sweet coffee. Like I always ask for extra sweetener. But I think since working at this coffee shop, I'm like used to not a lot of sweetener now. So like this is
Okay.
like fine to me.
You're like a real coffee drinker now.
I don't drink
You like it
black.
straight up.
Straight up espresso, please.
Whatever.
Could never. Anyways.
Love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in again and making this possible.
Yeah.
And just for all the support. We felt all the support from
from the
everyone.
first episode. It was really special.
It was great.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share with every single person in your life that you know.
Boom.
Yup. As we all know, 20s are hard.
20s are hard.
It's
Need that
hard.
money.
Yeah, we need the money. So
let's get to 1,000 subscribers.
yeah, please.
Don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Instagram. All in the description below.
Yeah.
Check out La Colombe.
We'll also link them in the description too. Also like comment anything you would like for us to talk about. We're really open to like we have ideas, but we're literally open to talking about anything. We want to know what you guys want to hear us talk about. So suggestions, send them our way, please and thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.